Here in Clarksville, Tennessee for the inaugural Bowhunter Games, an event which saw and still sees today and tomorrow tons of fun shooting. You've seen it before. It's tax style, where you get to go out and have some fun with friends. You come here and you pay some money and you get to go shoot all the ranges. But one of the big attractions, of course, is introducing these bow hunters to competition, as we had bow hunters and normal, regular, everyday competitive archers competing for tons of money. We had the women's open category, the money category, $40,000 for the win, $20,000 and $10,000 for third place. That's already done and dusted. Now we're to the open category. Anybody could enter with any piece of equipment that is within the specs of the equipment. But what's on the line right now? $60,000 from Bowhunter Games. Second place gets $30,000. Third place, $15,000, and fourth place gets $0. Now, what about the actual range and the targets that we have where these competitors are going to line up? There's 5 of them, and it's dramatically different from what we've seen before. Because when we shot our 60 arrows, these archers were down in a ditch and shooting uphill. Now they get to shoot downhill at these different target faces or these different 3D targets, and it is absolutely, positively spectacular. 66.7 yards the first target, 44.4 the second, 58.3, 79.3 yards for target number 4, which you're looking at, and then in target number 5, the Doc, 63.4 yards. This has been an outstanding weekend of archery across the board. We've introduced a lot of fun competitors to competition, and it was awesome to see everybody come out. I'm Greg White, joined by T-Bone, Travis Turner. Man, T-Bone, so far we've seen some outstanding shooting by the women in the women's category with $40,000 in the back pocket. And so now we get to see the open category.
Yeah, I mean, we're just halfway done, and we've seen the women put on a show. I mean, basically a clinic, fighting for that podium because Miss Rendon Brooks had such a big lead that it was just going to be really, really tough for those girls to get up on that top spot. But nonetheless, second and third, we've seen a battle for that, and we've seen a lot of good shooting at a lot of long distances, and now we're going to watch the men do the same, and they're going to battle for $60,000, like you said, and $30,000 second and $15,000 for third. So, you know, my background is competitive archery, and I'm just sitting here, gosh, wish I had a bow in my hand and another leg to stand on.
Yeah, I don't mean to laugh at that, but I get what you're saying. And it's always, you've been a staple in the archery industry for a long time. It's my honor to really work with you and get all of your insight into this Bowhunter Games. Now, we would definitely want to say that in the open category, it could have been a man or a woman who registered for this. We didn't see any women actually go for the $60,000, which made a lot of sense considering there's $40,000 on the line.
But in hindsight, it sure does look good at Rendon Brooks' score. She could have definitely done really good in that class, that's for sure.
Now we had an opportunity to talk to the top 2 in this category and what they thought about what's going on here at Bowhunter Games.
It's been a great experience. I mean, just the difficulty of the courses and trying something new with the Bowhunter setups. Kind of struggled during the main ASA circuit this year, so I don't know, it feels good to be able to come out and shoot better.
If it's going to be far stuff, it's not going to be shooting at every ring. It's going to be a matter of what points you can save and what points you can earn in some places. If there's some close shots, of course, everybody's going to shoot the 14s on that. But you kind of gotta look at the field and see what they're going to be doing to know what you have to do.
So yeah, so that's really the tell of it right now for what's going on. This was a shoot-off that happened earlier. So what happened, T-Bone, is we got down to 10th place, and the tiebreaker is on bonus rings, which we look at for 10s, or for 12s and for 14s. This happened earlier in the day. They went 2 targets before it was decided. And at the end of the day, it was Braden Jones versus Cody Barnett, and Barnett was able to take 10th place and get himself into this final 10 competition. So a different story, though, T-Bone, at the top of the leaderboard in this category, because Lawson Viette is leading 647 points, or 10.78 arrow average. Bodie Turner just behind him at 10.73. Levi Reitzma at a 10.68. So this is really close at top. And so somebody's going to have to start getting after it in different parts here as we get our first group. All right, so the first group we're going to see are our 10th place and 11th place shooters. That's how they qualified. This is Cody Barnett. He's going to be shooting with Christopher Perkins, coming in with a 10.47 arrow average at 628 points thus far.
And these distances are the same as what the ladies just shot.
Yes, exactly the same course, although it feels like from when the first group, so that's looks like a solid 10 to lead off, but from the first group that shot just an hour or so ago, T-Bone, the wind has definitely picked up in a bit of a gusty manner as well. So it's complicating these for these shooters. A guy like Christopher Perkins, normally with his open rig, 30-inch stabilizer and lenses, but Perkins no stranger to hunting either. And he was one that a lot of people looked at as a favorite for this event. The Canadian lining up to shoot on target number 1. And he went for the 14.
He sure did.
Wow.
Yep.
So it looks like Christopher Perkins able to get that 14 at 66.7 yards.
Wow.
Word's getting around. They're going to go score this one. And this is what you expect for Perkins, from Perkins, actually. You know, when he's back down in 9th place, he's just probably thrown caution to the wind, said, look, I'm just going to go for it. Now, T-Bone, you know, around that 14 ring, you could see there, it's going to be an 8 or a 5 at this point. Oh, did he get it, though? Look how tight we are. Maybe just
close.
Below it? Ooh.
Yeah, to your point, Greg, if you're going for that 14, you're either a hero or not necessarily a 0, but you're going to back up.
Yeah, that definitely happens, though. I mean, you got to go for it. And, you know, when you're paying the top 3, when you come in here in 9th place, Perkins is going to do everything he can to try to get himself onto the podium. We'll keep a score, keep an eye on the score itself and the arrow average. So these two have already put their shots in the books.
Yep, we're off and running. They're headed to number 2, and then we'll get our 7th, or excuse me, our 8th and 7th place coming up to number 1.
So that was an 8 for Perkins, so he didn't quite get the 14. Sorry to all his family watching up in Canada. We got really excited about that one, but it was just low right for Perkins. So as they make their way back up to target number 1, they're going to move over to target number 2. They're going to range find it and start to set up and take a look at that 44.4 yard target. Meanwhile, the shooters that are in 8th and 7th place, Kyle Douglas and Jimmy Lutz, are going to line up on target number 1. And we're going to rotate all the way through till these two end up on the dock for the 63.5 yard gator. Crazy.
Golly. Yeah, we was talking about Kyle Douglas earlier. He had, I seen on social media where he had been, went for one morning, I think, for mule deer and just killed an absolute giant. So, and if you've been following along with the ASA, he's been on top of the podium quite a bit and also won Shooter of the Year. So, yeah, both of these guys are no stranger to a podium.
Jimmy Lutz, who ended his round yesterday when I spoke with him, he was not happy. It was like a couple 8s and a 5. And Jimmy thought, as he was waiting for the final line of competitors to come off, that he was on the bubble and he was going to be out of this. So Lutz just happy to be in this position at the moment. So the world champion, world archery, out of Wisconsin, James Lutz. And you see that nice casual shot of Lutz. Did he just smoke that 14?
I gave you a good marker.
You see,
there's a glare there, but it's close.
I love how he said, if you heard, he said to Kyle, I gave you a good marker. You can can hear other arrows flying. That's on target number 2, as we're looking at Kyle Douglas.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a year.
He certainly has. What year doesn't he have a heck of a year lately?
Yeah, well, you're true point, true point. Look,
A little
that's gonna
wide,
be a
right?
5. Yeah, it's gonna be a 5. Maybe, yeah. But these guys are going for it. Oh, he was close.
Oh yeah,
We were
so
totally wrong.
yeah, we were totally wrong because of the actual like foam there, the replaceable ring. So
Yeah.
looks like James Lutz was going to be a little bit left. All right, so there we have a 14 on the right. So, I don't know about that one, T-Bone. Looks a
I know
little
it's
low to
close
me.
too.
Oftentimes in situations like this, when you have foam targets, people talk a lot about pulling a line. What does that mean?
Well, because it's a foam target, as the arrow's going in, it drags a little foam with it. So therefore, if it was a crisp piece of paper, it may not actually touch the line. But with it being foam, you can pull that line because it's actually a groove rather than just a straight line, and it'll pull it in there to the arrow, and you're basically sucking it over there to your arrow, and you get the points that are inside the ring. So you don't necessarily have to be inside of it. Like you had said earlier, all you got to do is just touch the outside, and you get the higher score.
Think about how much winning has gone on in archery between these two shooters. I mean, just incredible over the last several years. And
You're
across the
exactly
board,
right.
right? From 3D archery to indoor archery, as well as the World Archery, USA Archery stage. So these two are actually going to be teammates moving forward for USA Archery. The team that was decided for the national championship last weekend. We continue to move on as we had our first group, Cody Barnett and Christopher Perkins. They're going to be moving over another target. Our second group, Douglas and Lutz. And then Brady Myers and Nathan Brooks, our 6th and 5th place shooters, going to be stepping up.
And Nathan has got some age on him. I used to shoot with
What?
Nathan back in the oh yeah, I used to shoot with
yeah.
Nathan back in the 90s. Yeah, so yeah, I've known him for a long time.
And Nathan's bounced back and forth too. That I've known him from unknown shooting, unknown distances to known distance, back to unknown. So Brooks with plenty of experience in these conditions. Of course, for Brooks coming in that position. Now there is the guy who makes everybody's life miserable setting up these targets. He likes to put them at 66.7, 44.4, 58.3, 79.3. He enjoys watching archers just shake their head. He's the one who architected the 63.4 target number 5 across the pond to the gator. There's a good look at the guy you were talking about, Nathan Brooks.
Yep, it's just a strong shot. Always been a strong competitor, but yeah, the range official, Scott Parrott, he lives approximately 15 miles from me, and I've known him for 35 years.
Sorry to hear that. That's tough.
Yeah.
No, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. Love it. But he does get a look on his face sometimes when he's talking about setting up targets. This is a really good look.
Watch his shot right here. Excellent. Yes.
Hinge release.
Excellent shot.
Pulls through this. Ooh. That have caught the 12. Yeah, 12 ring. He's going to enjoy those points. A letdown again. T-Bone, it's just kind of weird breeze that started up. It was relatively calm here for the last couple of days, especially down at the bottom of the hill where they were shooting their 60 arrow qualifiers, but so much different up here today. And the lighting's starting to change too. You gotta kind of understand your setup as to where your arrows are going to fly as the sun changes direction.
Absolutely. Just like you would in a hunting situation. That looks kind of 14-ish.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice 14 right there. Those points are going to be valuable. So Kyle Douglas, no surprise, he was the one who shot the 14. And Lutz now trying to duplicate that. 35-inch axle to axle, the max you could shoot here at Bowhunter Games. No lenses. You have to shoot a So you can shoot a fixed sight, but adjustable slider. Perkins.
Yep. Screw in field points. Have to use a drop away rest.
Yeah.
So these are true hunting setups.
There's a replay of Myers. Ooh.
Ooh.
That was a drop.
Down
That
the
was the
leg.
one in the leg. Yep. Yeah.
Gosh.
Those are the ones you want to have back, right?
Yeah. Can't press rewind.
However, some luck involved. Look how close that was to missing the target altogether. So 5 points is better than 0. So as these archers go down and score their arrows, we keep an eye on the arrow average. So as you're looking at your top 5 leaderboard, you're seeing the total of points accumulated to this point. But keep in mind, some archers are ahead of other archers and have scored more points. So as you look at that, the total points value, I'm going to give you the arrow average. So Lawson Viet still leads the way at a 10.78, hasn't shot yet. Bodie Turner, 10.73. Levi Reitzman at 10.68. Ryan Reed at a 10.65. And then Nathan Brooks was at a 10.6. Brady Myers at a 10.57. 10.53 for Douglas. Braden Jones at a 10.49. Jimmy Lutz slipped to a 10.45, right next to Cody Barnett. And Perkins behind him too. So there are some shooters at the moment that didn't make this top 10 that are on my list, T-Bone, that have higher averages. But what we're focused on really is the top 3, because 60,000 for a win, 30,000 for second, 15,000 for third.
Gosh, that's amazing. I still can't get over that. That's wonderful to see that kind of money in archery and or bow hunting. So yeah, this is a celebration, folks, for sure.
And I'm getting some stats in because we have the ability to check out all these stats. And in the women's category that we saw moments ago, the arrow average for this finals, 7.64. Extremely different from what we saw in the field when there was no pressure.
Yep, between the pressure, the wind, the lighting, and the distance, and a new target, something that I can't recall shooting on a competition course in quite some years, is that gator.
All right, so we keep rolling out.
What color is that hat?
I mean,
what color is that hat?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Safety orange, right? I don't know. What would you call it?
Yes.
Safety orange. Yeah, you're not mistaking
That's
him.
called Hello Orange.
Hello Orange. Hi, I'm here, Orange.
Yep.
As you can see on your scoring screen, you have Cody Barnett at 660 points. And as our scoring has it, it looks like he's leading at the moment, but we still have Viet and Turner on deck, Reitzma, Ryan Reed. So here's Reed right now, getting after it, out of Springfield, Kentucky, sitting on a 10.65 arrow average, and at the moment in 4th place. Didn't quite, I don't think, get that 12, but a good solid 10 in the books.
Chris Perkins there.
Perkins on target number 4.
Let down, I'm sure, because of the wind.
Ooh, now we're getting competitive on this 66.7 yard target. On target number 4, the 79.3 yard downrange. This is a long way to go, especially when it's windy. Ooh. Really
Yeah, they're
high.
close. Real close.
I think Nathan Brooks just smoked something from.
Yeah. Sound from the crowd, it looks like it.
100%. A 12 and an 8.
Another letdown.
Cody Barnett. Shooter won the shoot-off to get into this position.
And they have a minute to shoot. Am I right on that?
That's correct. You have 1 minute to shoot. Around a minute. We don't have the official scoring clock, but everybody pretty much knows what a minute is. So that target 4 is causing people some problems today. That's 79.93 yard poke.
Looked like 2 8s on that.
Look at that. T-Bone, is that you trying to take a nap?
Yeah, I wished I was that size. Yeah, I'd love a do-over.
Look at that. Kid after my own heart. I love archery. You sure do.
He's looking for a biscuit, not $60,000, isn't he?
He might be. Someday, though, if this tournament continues on, which we expect it to over the years as it continues to build, it's a great place for you to come out and just have a lot of fun. We have ranges here, T-Bone, that go from 20 yards max all the way out to 120 yards max. And those are just the fun shoots. And we have several of them out there. So, and the other thing, too, is that these competitors that we're watching right now, they shot on the ranges, the competition ranges. As of this morning, they opened up those ranges for everybody to go shoot. So you pay your one-time fee, and you can come out and shoot as much as you want. So if you wanted to torture yourself like these competitors did for this $60,000, you could walk all the way down that hill and get after it down there. Super fun stuff.
Oh yeah, there's something for everybody. Like if you can bend the string, or if you're even thinking about getting into archery or bow hunting, this is the place to go. They got vendor row, all the vendors there. You can talk to the people from the factory and the manufacturers, and you know, it's a celebration. I mean, I know we joke and laugh about it, but it is a redneck and it's an outdoor celebration of all things archery and bow hunting. So it's a great place to get introduced to it and just have a darn good time.
And we have seen people here from all walks of life, all different parts of the United States. Obviously, we had a competitor from Washington and basically all over. And so the archery community welcoming everyone to come and have some fun. And if you want to compete for the first time or maybe the second time, you can come on out and sign up for it. All right, so as these scores continue to roll in, where we're sitting is Lawson Viette still at a 10.78 leading over Bodie Turner. Levi Reitzma at a 10.7. Ryan Reed at a 10.6 in fourth. Nathan Brooks at a 10.65 after a couple of 12s in a row. And now we have our first group. That's Barnett and Perkins on their way to the lake. Now, the shift in this one, T-Bone, is the first 4 targets you had wind coming from left to right. Now you're going to go to the dock, face the opposite direction. Now your wind's coming from right to left.
Yep, something to consider for sure, and I know these guys will too.
All right, here we go. Target 1. Look at this. The leaders of the pack, the powerhouse, Bodie Turner, out of Montana, in
That's
second
my cousin.
place. Yeah. In second place at a 10.73 average. Lawson Viette, who's going to be on the bail with him, 10.78. So target number 1 as they start their journey to get to target number 5. Bodie Turner trying to put some pressure on the leader. Comes out gunning.
Kyle Douglas. Ooh, he went for it.
He sure did. Whew. That's on target number 4. That one is, that's the long
79.
one. Yeah.
Gosh.
Kyle's not scared. You know, when you're sitting in the position he was in 6th or 7th, he's just got to go for it. Here's your number 1 qualifier leading this tournament. See what happens after this arrow.
10.
Good solid run for Viette.
Ooh, Jimmy's a 5.
Oof. This wind and light wreaking havoc, and distance, I would say, wreaking havoc with some of the best archers in the world here at Bowhunter Games in Clarksville, Tennessee. On the lake we go, across the pond to the gator. Cody Barnett out of Arkansas.
That's a good shot right there.
That's a nice shot.
Yep. Brady Myers, he's had a great year this year. 3D, IBO, ASA.
Look at that target. Is that a 14?
I couldn't tell.
So back to target number 5, Christopher Perkins, having a good long look across the lake. He's looking for something. We'll go back to target number 2. Target 5, our first group in 9th and 10th, Perkins, when they started. Trying to find a place to put his arrow in this gator. Ooh, what do you think of that shot, T-Bone?
I think it's on. I think he was going for 12. It looks to me. I mean, just guessing because I can't see the lines, but looks kind of 9 o'clock 10ish to me. But we will see.
All right, your leaders having a go. Now keep in mind, Viet on the right-hand side had a 10.78 arrow average and 10.73 for Turner. So you get the feeling, T-Bone, that every arrow matters with these two.
Absolutely, you are correct on that. I couldn't see where Bodie hit on that. I think it might be an 8, though.
Yeah, it's been a tough one on the camera. Obviously, especially with the sun now, it's kind of shifted, and it's just right there. You can see how the shadows are cast on that target. Gets a little difficult to see from our perspective, but luckily we have electronic scoring. I almost said timing and scoring,
yes,
because I come from racing. App.bowhunter.games. App.bowhunter.games. And all you have to do is go there and just click on, right in the middle, just click on the public access. And then you can check out the money. It's on the upper part of the screen. Money standings. You have open money. That's what we're looking at right now. So there's.
I hope they leave these.
Yeah.
I hope they leave these statistics up for quite some time after, just so that people can go to that site and kind of look how it was done, so that you can nerd out on all the targets and how people scored on them. I hope they do leave that up.
Oh yeah, you can click on the archer too, right? You can click on the archer. You can see every arrow that they scored. You can see Lawson Viet, shot like 1-5 in the qualification round, already a 10 as we saw for Viet. Arrow average going to 10.77. Bodie at a 10.72. Levi Reitzma going to average 10.69, moving into podium contention for the Michigan native Reitzma. So these two were our first group. Cody Barnett and Christopher Perkins. They came in here 9th and 10th. There's a dog enjoying the day and all the people. Been ripping around for the last 3-4 days. Everybody's best friend. So for those shooters, Barnett and Perkins, their Bowhunter Games is done and dusted. They're on their way back. So here we go back to target number 5. This is on the dock across the pond next to the U.S. Army bass boat.
That's a neat stabilizer configuration Kyle Douglas is running.
There's been a lot of debate actually on what you call that. Somebody want to call it the hammerhead. I think we should call it the Kyle Douglas mustache, honestly, because if you had the right shot, right, square in front of him, I'm just saying T-Bone, it might look like he's got a mustache. Yeah. Back to the leaders we go. Viet having a good look through the binoculars. This guy, just a cool cucumber. Really enjoyed spending some time with him today. He's in college. It starts on Monday. So he's got to get this thing done and dusted. He's got to drive 4.5 hours to school, and he's going to move in for his senior year in college at Linwood University. Very
Oklahoma dude.
Yeah, exactly. All right, there's Jimmy Lutz. We haven't seen Jimmy in a bit. Shooting from the dock. Looks like a good shot. Target number 2. That's a 44.4 yarder and a nice play in the 10 ring. Now we're going to see if Bodie Turner starts to gun at some. This is the target that is closest to the archers. So this is the shortest distance at a 44.4 yards. But T-Bone, just because it's a short distance doesn't always mean it's a slam dunk, right?
No, it looks like to me like that one's pretty downhill as well. It's down in a little gully there. So, but with the sun shining on it, I think he can see the rings. If you're going to go for one, this is the one to go for. I feel like it.
19-year-old eyes really getting the definition. Okay, so he goes. Looks like 10 to Nathan Brooks.
I think after that first shot, Bodie was just wanting to make sure things were still clicking. Now he'll go for him after this, I guess.
That's on target number 4. See, it looks like 8-10, the score. Didn't quite get that bottom ring, the 12 ring. Here's another look at target number 2.
Yeah, it looks like 2 10s to me, for sure.
Yeah, and if you're a normal ASA archer and you're joining us at this point and you're looking at that top arrow and you're thinking, did he call upper? It doesn't exist in this game. Only that lower 12 is in play, and the 14 all the time. So you have the 10 ring, the 8 ring, the 5 on the body, or a miss. So don't concern yourself with center or upper. It all counts as 10 unless you hit that lower 12 ring or the 14. Those are the bonus rings that we have, and those actually took care of a couple ties, the difference in bonus rings. It happened in the women's money class. All right, so
there's
Douglas.
The chauffeur.
Yeah,
the chauffeur ride to the gator.
Yeah. So these two got to spend a lot of time together next year, Douglas and Lutz, as they head out to take a look. As we wait for the scores to come in, on arrow average, you look at your screen, you see Nathan Brooks, Cody Barnett, Levi Reitzman. Most of that is because they already shot more targets than the shooters behind them. So on arrow average, we're still looking at Viette, Turner, Reitzma, Reed, and Nathan Brooks, P5. Braden Jones back there as well. So very interesting, T-Bone. I know you're going to be extremely interested in the stats of how these finals played out, because if you look at arrow averages shot on the course, the 60 arrows that they shot, it's down quite a bit. And I think it's down quite a bit because of the lighting, because of the wind, because of the downhill shooting. And obviously a lot of these shooters, their first go with basically a bow hunter setup bow for a lot of the target shooters.
That's right. Yeah, there's a learning curve for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. They do shoot, hunting. Most all of them are hunters, and they're used to bow hunting setups. But trying to make one adhere to the rules of a bow hunting style setup for this tournament, where they can't use their lens, they can't use a sight with a click, and they have to use a drop away rest. All of these things. It's a different learning curve. It's a different bow, and I'm sure they probably haven't spent a ton of time with that bow. So, but you can see they're shooting it very well. There's just other things to consider between the wind and the distance to the targets. It's probably wreaking havoc with them right now.
I'm sure it is. So
and the pressure of $60,000.
Oh yeah, did we mention that? $60,000 for the winner, $30,000 for second place, and $15,000 for third here at the very first Bowhunter Games. And that's what we're shooting for in the moment. And leading the way is Lawson Viette, who came in here as the leader. He's at a 10.76 arrow average. Bodie Turner now at a 10.71. Levi Reitzma, who is in fifth place, works his way onto a podium spot at 10.68, and Ryan Reed at a 10.62. So you kind of look at it and you go 10.68, 10.62. Could it be a large margin? Well, anything can happen. Good look at Reitzma. Target number 4. This is the long one, T-Bone. This is the strategic one. What do you do? How confident are you in your setup to go down range nearly 80 yards?
I know, 14 ring, boy, that's tough at that distance. He went,
yeah, it looks like he went a little high left in the 8 ring.
Yeah, 8. Yep.
For Reitzma. Again, sitting in a podium position. We'll have to see how his other competitors do, as he only has one more target to go after this for Reitzma. Levi came in third place with Ryan Reed, this shooter right here, right behind him. And on arrow average, it continues to be that way at the moment. We haven't seen.
Another thing to think,
yeah.
I was going to say another thing to think about is like throughout the 60 targets before and even now, it's just a different strategy. I mean, you kind of got to stick to the strategy. This is longer distance than most 3D archery shoots are being shot at. So there's a strategy to it, you know, when to go for it, when not to go to it. And this being the first time, you really don't know what to do. You know, how many 14s do you go for? So, yeah, that looks like an 8 there, or maybe even a 5. But yeah, there's going to be a big learning curve between the equipment and the strategy on everything, but I think it's going to be here to stay for sure.
So yeah, I talked about the angle of the sun and what it's doing out there. And now Nathan Brooks trying to mess around with getting control of the sun across the pond. This is the final target for him, final arrow of Bowhunter Games for Brooks. He liked that one. Big thumbs up for Nathan Brooks. And the crowd explodes. Very popular archer on the
His
ASA
wife has
screen.
made it down to the dock with him.
Mm-hmm. Still out front.
Can't see it.
Nah, it looks like it's right in the middle there. I think it was maybe a blue knock.
Brady Myers.
Looks like his might be a little taller to the right. Yeah, congratulations on that shot. Now they're going to get their limo to take them with their redneck limo. Is that what it is?
Chauffeur. The chauffeur.
The chauffeur to rip them around so they can score those arrows. That target we're looking at there, target number 4, with Levi Reitzma, as we wait for those scores to continue to come in.
Greg, we're getting close, man. There's just a few targets left, and there's only 4 competitors still left to fling some arrows.
And Viette still leads the way. T-Bone at a 10.76 arrow average, 10.71 for Turner. Reitzma at a 10.64, and Nathan Brooks at a 10.59, with Ryan Reed going to 10.58. So we're still waiting for some scores to come in. But you are right, it is getting close. And you know what, it would be pretty incredible. We know that we had a college student win in the women's money category, but to have another one be able to win in this category, something special. You're looking at the future of archery.
Yeah, my daddy used to tell me to shoot like you're hungry, and I guess I was hungry because look at my physique, and that's what these two are doing too, is these college students are shooting like they're hungry.
Yeah, that's something similar in racing on a motorcycle. Throttle wide open is called steak, and throttle closed with you on the brakes is called hamburger. You want to be going. Hamburger or steak? All right, so here's where things have gotten super interesting at the top of the leaderboard, T-Bone. Viette now is at 675. Bodie Turner at 674 points. With the amount of targets they've shot, the gap between Viette and Turner now, Viette with a 10.71 arrow average, Bodie Turner now at a 10.70. So arrow average, we only have 0.01 difference between the top two. This next shot going to be vital for the young Oklahoman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, 79 yards.
It's a tough one on lane 4. Target 4. Long hold. Good move. Almost felt like this is the shot that could define it all. Although
yeah,
we all know, though, T-Bone, that the gator across the pond is no layup, right? Like, it's not an easy shot.
Not at all. They're having to work for this for sure.
Does he go safety 10?
Looks like it.
Okay, so for Turner, the door is open. How hungry does Bodie Turner want 60 grand versus 30 grand? That we looked at Levi Reitzman. Now we're back to Turner as Lawson Viette and Turner are partnered up. They're our final group rolling through. After this, they'll have 1 to go. Big arrow.
Come on, cuz. Strong shot.
Boy, that looks kind of. Did he get the 12 ring on that?
12-ish.
Did he,
oh, my gosh.
Did he get that 12 top? That would be something special right now. We would see a flip-flop at the top of the leaderboard.
Come on, cuz. According to the crowd, he got it, but I just don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. The crowd now has left the scoring rings of the leading group and have moved over to the dockside. And they are looking at this guy right here, Ryan Reed. He's going to shoot across the pond. Oh, okay. There's a good look at it. So it didn't quite get to the 12. So it's 10s apiece. So we still should see a very similar arrow average. Wrightsman is still at a 10.64. Brooks just ahead of Ryan Reed, who slipped to 5th place. And he's done. What a tournament for him. The Bowhunter Games 2026.
Look at that crowd. I'm sure you didn't catch on to what you said earlier. It said moved over to the dock side instead of moving over to the dark side.
I know. As it came out of my mouth, I was like, well, all right. Nice pun, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Good catch. Good catch. All right, we're coming down to it. We're waiting for the scores to come in so we can update our arrow average. Here we go. Nice shot. All right, so for our leaders, though, right now, the arrow average shifted by a 1/10. So it's 10.70 for Viette and 10.69 for Turner. There's a look at your leaders. The difference of this arrow average of just a single 0.01 at the moment is the difference between $60,000 or $30,000 in prize money from Bowhunter Games.
This is it. One more target.
And we still have to score the other shooters that have just wrapped up on the dock. That's Wrightsma and Reed. So we'll take a look at what they have. I mean, Wrightsma's at a 10.64 and Bodie's at a 10.69. So don't count Levi Wrightsma out of this one just yet. There's the ride to the gator. And away they go. This is tense times for all the marbles.
Oh. Yep, you're shooting for the podium, but golly, I can't imagine.
What a final target to do. To put that across the pond with the sun coming down in the direction it is on the right side of the shooters. The wind starting to die down a little bit coming from the right side as well. The reflection coming off of the pond. Quite a challenging target for a lot of these shooters.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, and especially they haven't seen it, and so it's something that's new to them, too. And like we talked about earlier, the top to bottom is not much.
And it's not like Bowhunter Games kept it a secret, but not a lot of people asked about it. So I don't think a lot of people really knew this was coming until really a few hours before this tournament or before this final shoot-off happened. So Wrightsman Reed having a look. They are updating their scoring. See, working the phones. You're right, T-Bone. Like, having this stuff to look at down the road is going to be awesome. There's so many great statistics that they have. The field average, the top score, the rate of how many 12s were shot in the field, the hardest target average. That hardest target, of course, was down on the A range for this category, and it was, lo and behold, the 80-yard target that they had down there. And that one only had a 5.92 average when the shooters were down there competing.
It's going to help big time for your strategy in the tournaments to come, for sure. Just being able to look back and see that kind of stuff, because I know I used to take my scorecard and write down how far things was and kind of build up the do's and the don'ts and the cans and the can'ts. And this way right here, you can look back and see who did good on what and just really nerd out on it. And it's going to help you confidence-wise and strategy-wise.
You know, might be something like, if you hit this alligator and you're Bodie and you can flip-flop things, might you take that alligator home with you? Just saying. You think that Bowhunter Games would give him that Delta McKenzie target? I'm just saying, T-Bone.
Absolutely. Or he could afford to buy it. That's for sure.
Well, he could definitely do that. When does an archer want to buy stuff? Give them free stuff. They love it. All right.
Absolutely. Who doesn't like it? We call it swag.
Yeah, all that swag. All right, so you see Reitzma on your screen with 691 points, but in reality, if we look at the points per arrow, Lawson Vayette, 10.70. Bodie Turner, 10.69 in second. Reitzma secure in third at a 10.63. Nathan Brooks just missed it, the podium with a 10.62. Ryan Reed at a 10.4. Braden Jones at a 10.47. And on down the list. So we're paying $60,000 for the win. And Turner, do you like being in this position right now or not, T-Bone?
I'd much rather be in the lead, but judging from the way he's shot in the career he's had, I mean, I'd rather be chased by a man-eating lion than Bodie Turner, hungry for 60,000.
So the 19-year-old, he's got it eyed up. He's been in this situation before. He has been clutch under pressure in his already veteran career in archery. The crowd's going to tell us what happens in this one. All right. So a good decision. Not trying to force it. I know a lot of you shooters out there are talking about how you get the full draw, it doesn't feel right, and you're just going to plow through it, then you miss and you get upset. So that's a very mature move from Turner to take a minute with $60,000 on the line. And he
That looks
sends
solid.
it. That looks very solid. But also, you didn't hear the crowd lose their minds. So now what happens with Lawson Vayette? Wouldn't be too bad to start college his senior year on Monday with $60,000 extra dollars in your pocket, plus whatever else you can earn.
Yeah, it's going to take a 10 to win it, it looks like. I'm assuming Bodie's got a 10. I think it's going to take Lawson's got to hit a 10 to win, and anything less, and he will be second place. Ooh.
Good move. Interesting. So what is he doing there, T-Bone?
Working on his light. He's getting his light. His light is set for a predetermined amount of time to stay on, and I think he was just making sure that it wasn't going to go off on him. You know, when in doubt, let down and regroup. So he's doing good. Nerves, nerves, nerves.
60,000 on the line. He sends it flying. And judging from that reaction, I think this young man just pocketed himself $60,000 from the lead, a very slim lead for Lawson Vayette, and he was able to hold off the advances of one of archery's best young in Bodie Turner. Smile on his face, and how'd you like to be in this position right now, T-Bone?
Oh, so very deserving. I mean, to know that he's a college student and he's got to start on Monday, that's going to go so good for him as far as helping with funds and stuff like that. He's on cloud nine, and I'm happy for him.
A senior of environmental science, looking to graduate at the end of the year, and then we'll see what his future holds for him. Lawson Vayette, man.
That's the best UTV ride of his life right now.
Yeah. And, of course, all the sportsmanship from Bodie Turner. And if you think about how many arrows they shot, their average, as we weight the final result on arrow average and total points, which is really what we're going to be able to see, you can see at the moment on your scoring screen, upper right-hand part of your screen, that Reitzma's coming in with 691 total points. Nathan Brooks was 690. Now, Vayette had 685, so he's going to add to the total, and he's going to pole vault himself to the top with Bodie Turner as well. So as we await the arrival of these shooters to the Dock Gator, I got to call it something else, right? Like, we got to come up with a more creative name if they do something like this next year. But regardless of that, they're going to go take a look. They're going to get out their apps, and they are going to score it. Yeah, maybe they come up with a baby gator next year. T-Bone, what do you think?
Yeah, Gatorade.
A Gatorade. I like it. Just
Yep.
put a bottle out there and say, good luck. The cap is a 14.
and Bodie Turner. I mean, you talk about sportsmanship. Absolutely, these guys are, they're friends, they're competitors, they share the same likes, and the sportsmanship is there. But let's not forget the fact that if Bodie's in second place, he's getting $40,000. That's nothing to cry about.
Yeah, it's definitely not too shabby. All right, so the scores are in for these two, and you can see that Viette at 695 to Turner's 692. And that is confirmation of that $60,000 purse. Wow. What a couple of days of archery we have had. It's been incredibly entertaining. If you're anywhere near Clarksville, Tennessee, this isn't over. You can come back tomorrow. And by
Still
the way,
some time this evening.
How about this? The total arrow shot for the competition side of things. Any guesses, T-Bone?
Oh, gosh.
Total arrows. Got like 400 competitors.
Over definitely in the thousands. Over 1,500?
20,100.
Oh.
290 arrows shot during the course of the last couple of days. And that's one arrow at a time. That's pretty crazy.
See, that is unbelievable. I mean, really, and it's so good that the app will tell us that.
It definitely will. Yeah, I'm like you. I like to nerd out a little bit on these stats, and I will definitely go back and take a look at them. So it looks like the winning arrow average for Viette is going to be 10.69 with 695 points total score for Viette. Bodie Turner at a 10.65, 692 points. And Levi Reitzma going to round out our podium with a nice $15,000. But now this young man gets to chat up with Josh Grine about his big victory.
All right. First Bowhunter Games ever. You come in with the lead. You finish with the win. Tell us what it feels like. That final arrow, $60,000 on the line, 10 to win.
Man, it feels good. I was really nervous going into it, just trying to stay clean through the shoot down. I tried to get a few points yesterday to gain my lead, and I'm glad I did because it was pretty tough in the shoot down.
Talk to us a little bit about the difference. We're down in a hole on Death Valley A and B. You come out here, you've got direct sunlight, some wind. What was the difference in the qualifying versus the finals?
The big difference just seemed to be the downhill. It seemed like everybody was kind of hitting a little bit high. So out of the gate, just had to start cutting yardage. And then pretty breezy out here instead of in the trees. So just a few different variables we didn't get to see during the qualification.
Just two more questions. Archery out the window. First of all, $60,000 is your biggest payday yet. What are you doing next?
Probably going to buy a car since it broke down and go from there.
So $60,000 winner, you're going to go buy a car. What are you going to do this evening?
Who knows? We'll see.
That sounds like a good time. Thank you so much. Congratulations. First Bowhunter Games champion, $60,000 richer. We will be up there for a podium picture momentarily.
So congratulations to Lawson Viette. And final thoughts on what you've seen today, T-Bone.
Man, I think we've got this being the inaugural Bowhunter Games, I think it's got something definitely to grow on for sure. I think we've got something that's going to be around for quite some time. An outdoor celebration. Uh-oh, looks like someone's jumping in the lake.
And there you go.
I think that was Darren Christianberry.
With the backflip. Yeah, I agree with you, T-Bone. It's been an awesome inaugural Bowhunter Games. They're going to keep tweaking it and keep making it better and better over time. And if you are in the Clarksville, Tennessee area watching this live with us, there's still fun shooting going on tomorrow. And you may run across some of these pro archers that are going to be hanging around. There's still tons of vendors here that are going to talk to you. There's new bows that are out. And so Bear Archery has been some new bows over here. And, Hoyt has some new bows. So there's a ton of stuff going on over here. Well, we certainly appreciate you watching for our entire crew and 2026 Bowhunter Games. Congratulations to our winners. $60,000 on the open category, $40,000 for the women. And a couple of college students are smiling big because they shot big and won big. Thanks for joining me. We appreciate it. For T-Bone, the rest of the crew, I'm Greg White. Can't wait to see you again for Bowhunter Games 2027.